Hi, Colin Receiver here. And I'm here today to point the finger right at you and tell you that you're probably killing your own marketing efforts and don't even realize it. Today is Wednesday, February 19th, and I'm going to show you how in just a minute. So this is going to be the first of a two-part series because I feel this is the core of your marketing effort. The core of all of your practices marketing is going to start with three questions. We have doctors that call us all the time and they're not getting what they want out of their online marketing. They're not getting the ROI. They're not getting the patients. The patients aren't spending enough dollars, or the patients are coming in and there's like a disconnect between what the patient wants and what the doctor wants to provide. You know, a different kind or a different style or a different quality of dentistry. There's several things online that can be responsible for lack of any results. You know, if your phone just isn't ringing, your website might be old and stale. You might not have any ranking on Google or have any presence anywhere. Your website might have the wrong message on it. You might be attracting the wrong type of patient, and people call your front office, and when you answer, you're running them off immediately. There's three main things that can be responsible for no results at all. You know, your phone just isn't ringing. The first one is your website. Maybe it's stale and outdated. Maybe it just has no presence online. The second thing that we typically see that's responsible for no results is dentists often focus on low ROI activities. A couple examples being social media, Facebook ads. Maybe you're posting stuff online all the time, but you're just not going to attract patients through that. The third big reason why we see docs' phones not ringing is maybe they have no compelling video. Your website can be a pretty boring place. And if you're not differentiating yourself with some kind of media, whether it's video or pictures or even text, let me give you a hint. If the front page of your website says, "Welcome to my dental practice." Now, if your phone is ringing, you might have a number of other problems that are going on with your marketing. You might be attracting the wrong type of patients. You know, maybe you're trying to attract cosmetic or implant or apnea or sedation patients, and what you're getting is people calling your office that are looking for, does my Medicare cover this? Does my insurance cover this? How much will my PPO plan pay for? Maybe you're trying to be all things to all people and you're working long hours and you're just running like the hamster in the wheel, but you're never really getting the traction that you want to attract the patients you want. Or maybe you're thinking too small with your marketing and it's kind of like hunting a rhino with a little .22 rifle. Or maybe you've not kept your marketing current. You've been running the same ads and doing the same thing for a few years, and you've seen decreasing returns, and now your marketing is just to the point of it's just misfiring. But whatever the case is, there's three questions that you need to ask yourself if you want to continue down this path of owning your own practice. The first question to ask yourself is really not public facing, but internal. What do you want out of your practice? There's all kinds of different dental practices out there that have all kinds of different models, from what I call volume practices to boutiques and everywhere in between. The first thing to figure out when you want to structure your marketing is what kind of practice do you want to be and what kind of patients do you want to attract? The second question to ask is, after you've decided on question one, in your marketing, your patient needs to be able to ask and answer the question of, why should I choose you? And more importantly than why a patient should choose you, why should they choose you over doing nothing at all? Without answering these three questions, you're just not going to build the kind of marketing campaign to build a thriving practice and attract the patients you want. The first question being a fundamental business question of, who are you and what do you want to do? Do you want to work 6 days a week and do a lot of volume, or do you want to work 2 or 3 days a week and attract specific types of patients? The second question being your differentiation. Why should a patient choose you? over the guy down the road? How are you different? What do you provide to them that they don't? And the answer to that question is not a degree or a certification. And the third part's of the question being, why should the patient make a decision at all? What happens if the patient chooses nothing? What do they stand to lose? I talked about in one of Cialdini's podcasts last week that the fear of loss is such a much stronger motivator than the opportunity or the benefit of gain. And that's something that you do have to address in your marketing if you're going to compel these patients to choose you and attract the types of patients that you want.